DramaCityProductions.com.
You are plugged in for the Podcast Wrestling Society, where you can get dynamic weekly pro wrestling and MMA related content. Give us a follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at P.W.S Society, so that you can stay in the know.
Space is the place, and the sky's the limit.
And if you like what you hear, give us a 5-star review and hit that subscribe button.
Woo! 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 Woo!
Now, your host, he is the one and only Troy Adams.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another Wrestling Wednesday here on the Podcast Wrestling Society. Today is going to be a big show. I'm your loving leader, benevolent host, and Midwest monster. Crank it up for Troy Adams. And doing the unexpected yet very expected heel turn here today, where he turns and knocks me the hell out mid-podcast, only to explain it away next week to a crowd who wants him to retire. He is Greg. What up, Greg?
What up? You owe me a mulligan.
Oh, what do you mean I owe you a Oh, God, I forgot he said that. God. We've given that man so many mulligans in his career. And we're going to be covering them all here today. Gosh, why?
Take that for what it's worth.
Oh, yeah. Well, for all of you at home...
We should skip WrestleMania 21 and talk about his ass. Let's just get it out of the way.
Let's not. Let's not. Greg, you got to build up to that. You don't just dive into that like right out the gate. You got to work up to it along the way. But anyway, yeah, we're actually doing a brand new, never before heard episode this week. I apologize. 2 weeks ago, we didn't record because, well, we did think we recorded, but it wasn't recording. I am looking at it right now. It is definitely recording on my screen. So I'm going to have to watch that like a hawk. Oh, gosh. Sometimes I hate Skype. Yeah, but that was user error. And then last week we couldn't record because our usual record date, I went to Raw. So there we go. And it wasn't a bad Raw. I don't know. I think you, me, and Kyle might be in the minority saying that, Greg.
Well, yeah, but everyone likes to just cry and complain no matter what. So it could be the best one of all time. They'll still find something wrong with it.
I will admit, I'm not sitting here saying, like, oh, man, that Raw was, like, the greatest thing of all time. But we got some really great moments on that Raw. I think the Roman versus Drew McIntyre match might have been better than their WrestleMania match. What do you think?
Yeah, it was. I was mad about that.
Yeah, well, that was great. And then the main event was fantastic. Kofi versus Daniel Bryan. So there you go. It was overall a good show. I mean, there were some very, very low lights with the revival segment, but we're not going there. I will say this. The children in the audience sitting around me, like, not even they giggled. Everybody was just kind of like, you heard a collective groan in the audience during this whole thing.
Well, near the rampway, people were laughing. You see them pointing and stuff. So.
Yeah,
I guess they got someone to react out.
Yeah, I did hear that. Everybody it might have been just my section, but I will say things didn't come across on TV apparently like they came across live, because you and I were texting and I was like, dude, this crowd is going nuts for Roman Reigns, and you're like,
yeah. See, here's the thing. It does not come across that well on TV, so that's the funny part.
Right.
If you go back and watch it, I mean, you can hear some cheers, but like the way you're describing it was not coming off like that on TV. Not that I don't believe you, but because I've seen it personally.
Right.
But I think when people crap on his reactions, they go right off of that. Very few people who talk about his reactions have actually been there to hear it. So. Whatever.
Right. And I will admit I've been there for Roman matches in the past, especially in Cincinnati. he's never got that kind of reaction. But the crowd like blew up multiple times throughout the night for Roman. So I mean, yeah, you can't always trust the reaction on TV. One thing speaking of reactions, you can't trust. Man, diving right into it here. Do we really want to touch the Lars Sullivan subject?
Oh man,
I got tore apart on Twitter about it because apparently I had a quote the worst take of all time on it.
well, you're enabling racism. You.
Well, I'm either an enabler or worse because that's you got to accuse people of that nowadays. Like, okay, I didn't, and I told these people, but they ignored this part of what I said. I didn't read the story. I had heard bits and pieces of it, and from what I had heard, it sounded like he was a teenager being a troll. Like, that's the way people had made out to me, it sounded like. But, okay, maybe he was, mid-20s, whatever. If so, if this was, like, right before WWE, and some people are claiming he was tweeting or posting this stuff, whatever, after he was employed by WWE, then yeah, he should be punished. Fired maybe, but at least punished. Because yeah, that's a black eye to the company where one of your employees are saying this stuff. Look what happened to Hulk Hogan, the biggest star in the history of the company, and debate, debatable, I guess, but biggest star in the history of WWE, and they erased him from history because he said some really messed up racist stuff in the past.
Oh, you said one racist thing.
Well, yeah.
To be fair, Lars said like 27 racist things.
Right. And Hogan did it in what he thought was privacy. Lars did it full out there in public.
Yep.
So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with him. I don't know if WWE is even going to give a crap, but we'll see. It was dumb, regardless. I don't know how long ago this was, but it wasn't good. Makes him look bad, not good.
Number one racist ever.
Gosh, I guess it was like racism, sexism, homophobia, just a whole litany of
I think he was
stuff.
slamming cancer patients too or something.
Oh my gosh. And Big E was asked about it on Twitter, and they were like, have you heard about this guy you work with? And he said, yeah, everybody's heard of it. And he said, if it's true, then this guy is going to have to, deal with that hanging around his head forever, working in a company with a lot of people who he slammed. So, yeah, he may be a big dude, but a lot of guys there, I guarantee, could, do something to him to hurt him if they really wanted to in the ring. But we'll see. I don't know. It's kind of a wait and see kind of thing. And I haven't, last thing before we dive into Big Show, this is kind of related because these two had a big feud in the past. What do you think? Haven't had an opportunity to ask you. Lesnar's calling it quits, man. At least from MMA. What do you think about Brock Lesnar saying bye-bye?
I think it's smart. He was going to get the hell beat out of him by Daniel Cormier.
And instead, he's being replaced with Stipe Miocic. So,
who has a better shot, I think.
Yeah, I hope this is going to be a better fight than the first time around, but I don't know.
Talking about the first fight was great.
Well, I'm talking about, like, got his ass knocked out, man.
Yeah, that's why it was great.
Yeah, I'm sure. Wasn't it, how long did it go?
4 minutes.
Yeah, there you go. It needs to be an actual great fight. That's only a great fight.
Well, tell him to not have a glass chin.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping he worked on some defense, and I don't know, man, because Cormier knocked his ass out, and Cormier is usually a wrestler. Right?
Yeah, right, but he has knockout power. He just doesn't use it much.
Right.
It didn't surprise me that happened. It surprised me they used it.
Well, my point, that I was building up was to, what's Stipe going to do? Like, he's proven that he got knocked down on his feet, but if he takes him down, he's an amazing wrestler.
Stupid.
Yeah, so
he ain't taking him down.
Like, I don't. What does Stipe specialize in?
I'm pretty sure it's kickboxing or just striking.
Yeah, I mean, if he has some reach on, I don't know what their reach equals out to. Maybe he just needs to use his feet, man. That's the only thing I can think. Or maybe he just needs to get better with
lucky hit.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, anything can happen. We saw the Chris Weidman, Anderson Silva stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so Brock is officially done with MMA. Rumor has it he might be soon calling it quits with WWE too. Do you buy that?
Nope.
Yeah, why would he?
He'll never be done.
Yeah. And plus, it's like now that he's, retired and he doesn't have that, well, maybe I'll go back to MMA thing hanging over. Like, what is he going to do with his life? He's going to go home, have sex with...
He doesn't need money.
Yeah, he's going to go home to the middle of nowhere in Saskatchewan, bang his wife, and show up in WWE 4 times a year. Like, that's a sweet gig, man. I mean, there's always the question, how much money do you need? But, especially when you live in freaking Saskatchewan. But, I don't know, man. It's not for me to say. But I hear he will be in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. Who's going to watch that show? I already guarantee it's going to be boring.
I'll watch it only because I want to see Goldberg. I don't know.
There's that.
And a lot of people are saying they're not going to watch one reason because of Goldberg. And I'm like, who are you? Like,
ooh, the fanboys.
Yeah, it's like...
They've been quiet.
It's like you may have all of these moral reasons not to watch the show, or in your case, it was the last 2 were boring. But, especially the last one. Gosh, Crown Jewel was a turd. But their reason for not watching is going to be because Goldberg is going to be there? That bite me. Like, come on. You've got to be kidding. But whatever. The WWE has yet again incurred the wrath of the fanboys, Greg.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. It's good. If they're not watching... Yeah. Well, real quick, before we dive into the big show subject, I do want to let you all know WrestlingWithWrestling.com has all the latest news, like what we've been talking about here, but they've also got it from just outside of WWE as well, from indies, big-time promotions, whatever, and not just here in the United States or in North America, but across the pond, over in Japan, wherever. They've got the latest, greatest news. They've got latest podcasts like the Triple Threat podcast, which is Shane Douglas's show. They've got the Loverboy Matt Riviera podcast, Andre Corbeil show. They've got 205 Jive with a friend of the show, Jacob Grandi. Lots of great stuff and rundowns of, if you can't keep up with any wrestling promotion that you're particularly interested in, like watching it, they've got the rundowns of each show there. So go check it out. Great resource. And of course, we're on there, and we're the best. So, make sure you keep up with our archives.
We really are.
Oh, of course. It's not even a contest anymore. But it's WrestlingWithWrestling.com.
Oh, man.
Covering all 4 corners of the ring.
People are gonna think we have big heads now.
I'm getting a letter. So are you. You're getting a letter, too. Because you agreed with me. So we're going to...
We'll edit that out. Hold on. Yeah. Pause for editing.
Yeah, we're going to hear... I can hear the keyboards now, Greg. So there you go.
Actually...
Yeah, well, actually, I'm wearing maroon pants right now.
What the hell?
Bringing it back.
Oh, my God. You went there.
Oh, yeah, I did. We'll talk about Drama City Productions later. But right now, let's talk about the big show, man. Paul White, Big Show, the Giant. He's a former WWE champion, World Heavyweight champion, WCW...
Knucklehead.
ECW champion, WWE... and WCW Tag Team Champion, Intercontinental Champ, U.S. Champ, Hardcore Champ, Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner. He won the 1996 World War III Battle Royal. the only man to ever hold the WWE, WCW, and ECW world titles. And he was an actor in multiple shows and films, like what you just mentioned, Knucklehead. But yeah, he was also in Psych and a bunch of other stuff too. So, yeah. There was some other show, some crime show he was in a lot of USA shows back in the day because, they love spreading around the WWE love on USA Network, man. NBC Universal, huge marks for WWE.
Huge.
Huge. Big league. You don't get more big league than the Big Show.
Number one giant ever.
Hell yeah. Let's make that determination after the show. But Paul White made his first WCW appearance at Slamboree 1995. We cover all of his 1995 in the archives. Go check them out. We also covered.
Glad you did.
Oh yeah, definitely. We also covered what happened between the Giant and Loch Ness at WCW Uncensored 1996 in April.
Oh man, that was a 5-star classic, man.
Sure. We talk about it on YouTube. It's in the reviews and previews playlist. Check that out.
I believe that when anyone goes to the WWE Performance Center, they actually put this match on for them to watch.
Yeah, they're like, you want to make it to the big time? Watch this. Study it. And then never do any of this stuff. You.
This is what you don't do. Yes.
Including his promo that he cut beforehand where he rhymed. You remember that? Like roses are red, violets are blue.
It's almost like a sign of things to come in his WWE run.
Yeah, just terribleness. But with that win, the Giant earned himself a shot at the WCW title against Ric Flair the next night on Nitro, and he won. He won the WCW title. That was his second championship, I believe. He won it in 95.
This actually was, I could be wrong, I think this was like his longest and probably his best world title reign ever.
That's sad, because he was less than a year into the biz at this point. Maybe a year. The Giant then held the WCW title all the way up to Hog Wild in August, where he dropped the title to Hollywood Hogan. All right. I'm already starting to tally here, because I told Greg I'm going to start a tally of heel face turns here. So he was a heel when he came in. He was part of the Dungeon of
Heel! My effort.
Oh my gosh. He came out of the Dungeon of Doom. He was over.
He came out of a big block of ice.
No, that was a Yeti.
I know, I just want to say that, though. There was no box, all right?
Well, he came out of the Dungeon of Doom. Made him over. Everybody in the Dungeon of Doom was over. Like Kamala.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what Kevin Nash said. Kevin Nash said that WWE was, like, struggling to, hang on because that Dungeon of Doom angle was on fire.
Well, hell yeah. He wasn't even leaving that open for hyperbole. That was real, man.
Are we done?
I think so. But all right,
I want to smack myself for saying all this crap.
Probably should. But all right, I'm trying to figure this out. He was a heel. Did he turn?
To sum up, he was never a face until he left the NWO. So.
Okay, so he was still a heel when he beat Ric Flair?
Yeah.
And he was a heel when he lost to Hogan?
Yeah, but he was doing some face mannerisms, but he was still a heel.
All right, well...
I mean, he was a face by association because WCW was like the face team. So,
yeah.
Still a heel, though.
Well, for any of you who don't remember Hog Wild, that was a show where they were at Sturgis in South Dakota, which we all know is the Dakota between the two.
Well, yeah. I'm not one we got to specify that, but whatever.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Move to Dakota, or to one of the Dakotas, because, those specialized or personalized license plates? They're like, you move there, the population is low. You have your pick of the litter, man. I mean,
apropos, you said litter. Anyways,
and you can even get a specialized, personalized license plate that says Big Show or Big Nasty, which we'll cover later. But there you go.
There's another word, but we'll keep it PG.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so Hog Wild was also the very first, if you remember after this, they changed it to Road Wild because they got sued by Harley. So yeah, all the non-white wrestlers and non-American wrestlers also got chanted nasty things at them and had rocks thrown at them. And yeah, it was not good. So...
Poor Booker T said, like, yeah, man, if people don't know, Booker T's black. He said that was like,
no, what?
Some of the word.
No!
Adding context, pal. He said it was like the worst crowd he's ever performed in front of, and he like felt like he was going to get shot and killed.
Oh man, that's bad. He had rocks, or the Harlem Heat both had rocks thrown at him. From what I hear, had I think the N-word was the nice. Yeah, right. The N-word was the nicest thing they were called.
The poor Mexican wrestlers went through a lot of crap too. And
oh yeah, the opening match, for those of you that don't remember, was actually a really good match between Ultimo Dragon and Rey Mysterio. Both of them, Rey with Mexican heritage and Ultimo with
he's American.
Yeah, Ultimo had Japanese heritage. Both of them had the USA chant from the crowd throughout the whole match. So there you go. Well, they have some scholars up at Sturgis, Greg.
I'm not touching this. Who knows who's going to hear this? I ain't touching this.
They're not going to hear this. You think those people are going to listen to that? Never mind. Anyway.
Oh, we run down Kentucky. Why not South Dakota?
I was actually contacted by a sports podcasting network out of Michigan, and I was like, no.
Why? Go Wolverines. I thought you liked them.
You can eat a you-know-what and die after that. I'm
sorry, did I touch a nerve?
I hope you go to take a crap tonight and Elvis yourself.
What the hell?
For those of you that don't know, the final words of Elvis Presley were, "I'm going to the bathroom to read." I'm sorry. That was terrible. Anyway, moving on. The Giant then joined the NWO 23 days later, claiming that it was Ted DiBiase.
Because why not?
Oh, yeah, he said it was Ted DiBiase's money that was his primary motivation. Ted, who was a part of the NWO at this time, was, what, $1 trillion Ted?
Trillionaire Ted, yes.
Trillionaire Ted, yeah. Okay. Sure. I don't know.
Just go with it.
Yeah. Go with it, pal. Damn it. After winning the Battle Royal at World War III, the Giant asked Hogan for a World Heavyweight Championship title match, which he rightfully earned by winning that Battle Royal. For this, he was thrown out of the NWO on December 30th. So, is he a face now?
I think so. Now he starts teaming with Luger.
Right. Okay, so that's numero uno. He's finally... It took him a while. He was a heel for a long time. But yeah, he then fought against the NWO alongside Sting and Lex Luger, winning the WCW World Tag Team Championships twice, once with each man. In 1997, the Giant began to feud with NWO member Kevin Nash, who constantly dodged the Giant, including no-showing their scheduled match at Starrcade. Okay, you and I talked about this before. I can't really, Starrcade was like their WrestleMania. Can you imagine they're building up this feud and this match, and then they get to WrestleMania, and they're going to finally meet after somebody's been dodged and the other person, and they're like, so-and-so didn't show up tonight, match canceled.
Yeah. I know. I think they ended up replacing him with Scott Hall, didn't they?
I don't know. I don't remember. Starrcade 97. I'd actually have to look that up.
What is it with them in Starrcade messing everything up?
I don't know. That's a good question. Starrcade 1997, which is most famous for the main event, obviously. But
The match of the century.
Yeah. The match was just canceled as a whole. The Giant wasn't even on this card. So, yeah. Oh, well, this is a barn burner. Goldberg took on Steve Mongo McMichael, so I'm sure that tore the house down. They went a ridiculous 6 minutes long. Why?
The only reason that was the best match is because Kevin Nash no-showed.
Wow. But yeah, so in 1998, at Sold Out, the two finally met in the ring. Was this the NWO Sold Out show in 98?
Yeah.
Gosh, that flaming pile of garbage. The two finally met in the ring, and Nash accidentally injured the Giant's neck when he botched his jackknife powerbomb finisher, dropped him on his freaking head. Yikes.
Yeah, that was pretty damn sick.
Yeah.
And that's a shoot, bro.
Yeah, luckily the Giant didn't die. I don't know how, but he didn't. That was crazy. He must have had some powerful freaking neck, man. But I will say, the only good thing about this was I'm sure they had to take the Giant to the hospital after this, and he missed the rest of the show. So, I mean, silver lining, right?
Yeah, but they shouldn't have even done it, man.
Done what? The entire show? You're right. He didn't
With the move, but yeah.
Nash blames it on the fact that the Giant had kind of let himself go at this point, and he said he'd done it to him before and he was fine, but now he let himself go and he wasn't helping Nash out very much, and Nash had a bad back and just like every excuse in the book.
Nash has a bad everything.
Yeah, I know. Hey, man, you don't want to say that. He might show up at your door, and before he can hit you, his quad explodes.
I was going to use that, damn it.
Oh, man, I always beat you to it. But yeah, so, after this, Nash left the NWO and formed the Wolfpack. The Giant rejoined the NWO Black and White to oppose the Wolfpack. So now he's a heel again. That's numero dos with his switches. The podcast is still young, people. A while back in the NWO, the Giant won 2 more tag team championships, once with Sting as an unwilling partner, and once with Scott Hall. You explain this to me about the Sting Giant dynamic. Like, what happened here?
They won the tag titles before he turned heel. And then turned heel.
So now he has to feud with him?
Well, no, because Sting joined the Wolfpack, I believe.
Ah.
So it's Great American Bash. Sting won, and then he got to keep both titles and then handed the other one to Nash.
Nice. Well, this is
he didn't hand it to him. He got to pick his partner. Why it wasn't Lex Luger, I'll never know. But.
Well, because he already did that angle with Lex Luger, but Giant was Luger, and right. Luger was part of the Dungeon of Doom. So, man, WCW liked to do that crap over and over. After the NWO Hollywood and NWO Wolfpack stables merged again in 1999, Hogan declared that there was only room for one, quote, Giant in the group, forcing the Giant and Nash to wrestle for that spot. Nash defeated Giant following a run-in by Scott Hall and Eric Bischoff, and the Giant was then attacked by the entire NWO. So I guess he turned babyface?
Kind of, yeah.
Do we qualify that, or nah?
I don't know, because he's leaving right away, I believe.
So no. All right, well, that's 2.
Opinion.
Paul White allowed his WCW contract to expire February 8th, 1999, on his 27th birthday. That will lead into his WWF run, which we will cover, and we'll have a lot more heel-face turns. We'll do that right after the break. This WCW was an interesting time for Mr. Paul White. When we come back, we're diving into the WWF years. And also, before we tell you about some other great podcasts on Drama City Productions, Go to DramaCityProductions.com/PWS, click on merch or more merch, and it will take you to our merchandise stores. And then on that page itself, you can actually listen to our archives. So that's always good. We did a couple of watch-alongs the last couple of weeks. I think you'll enjoy. I got a kick out of them. You and I got a kick out of recording them back when we did.
Oh, yeah, crap sales.
It was funny, but it was stupid. But it was funny. So, either way, go check it out. When we come back, it's Paul White in the WWF. We'll be right back.
DramaCityProductions.com.
Game ticket, $50. Hot dog, $8. Team store item, $25.
I told him I can beat him with one hand tied behind my back, with some glasses on, with one eyelids out, with some flip-flops on in the ring.
Haven't you listened to someone's dumb sports opinions? Worthless. Some people shouldn't talk sports. For everyone else, there's the Unspoken Podcast, available on most podcasting platforms, and on the web at theunsporkensportspodcast.weebly.com.
Drama City Productions presents.
Hey, it's Ben here, host of the Regular Stories Podcast, a podcast where I interview interesting people about their lives. These are not celebrities, they're not the elite. These are regular people, and these are their stories. You can follow us on Facebook at Regular Stories and on Instagram at Regular Stories. We are everywhere that you can get a podcast. We are on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, just about everywhere else. Look up Regular Stories Podcast.
All right, we're back. That means big shows in the WWF, man. Let's hit the Attitude Era, because god dang, this is... it's weird.
Good stuff. What do you mean weird? This is great stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's big stuff. Big league. White signed a 10-year contract with the World Wrestling Federation on February 9th, 1999. He then debuted as a member of Vince McMahon's stable, the Corporation, at St. Valentine's Day Massacre in Your House. Gosh, that's a mouthful. During McMahon's cage match against Steve Austin, White tore through the canvas from underneath the ring and attacked Austin, establishing himself as a heel. After he threw
the ring, mother effer.
Came out of the ring, he's over. After he threw Austin into the side of the cage broke, causing Austin to fall outside of the floor, meaning that he won the match. So we're already establishing that Paul White is a moron.
Right out of the gate.
Yeah,
no pun intended.
Because he helped his boss lose by accident.
Yep.
My God, you're useless. Paul White was eventually renamed The Big Show Paul White, and then simply The Big Show after. White initially wanted to be called Big Nasty, but McMahon always wanted The Big Show. And you talked about his T-shirt that said, "Oh, Big Nasty Bastard."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He eventually got his way somewhat later.
Yeah, sure. Well, we had the Little Bastard later on, so maybe they could have teamed up.
Never thought of that. Yeah.
They could have been the Big Nasty Bastard and the Little Nasty Bastard. There you go. I smell
money.
I smell money. I see them in polka dots.
I see asses in seats.
We see asses, but that comes up at WrestleMania 21. Don't get ahead. Anyway, gosh. We covered what...
That?
By the way, I have a Jax figure of Big Show like this.
Of course you do.
We covered what happens next at WrestleMania 15 in the archives. That is our most listened to podcast ever, with at least 55 listens. Which, may not sound like a lot, but we're two guys nobody's ever heard of. So, it's not bad for us. And I'll tell you what, man. I'm still confused why people wanted to hear that crap so much.
Hey, they demand we listen.
Yep, I guess so. Well, basically in a nutshell, because we have to cover it for the heel-face dynamic here. the rules of the match were if like it was Big Show versus Mankind. If Big Show won, Mankind was out of refereeing the main event. But if Mankind won, he refereed the main event, which Mr. McMahon did not want to happen. So what does Big Show do? He sets up chairs, chokeslams Mankind into them, and he gets disqualified, meaning Foley is allowed to referee the main event. So he failed.
So what you're saying is Big Show made another error.
Big time. And then McMahon comes out, calls him a moron, which he had every right in the world to do. And the Big Show gets tired of it, picks him up like he's going to chokeslam him, but he sets him down. McMahon slaps him, and he punches McMahon, knocks him out. And then he gets arrested. So he turned babyface. This was terrible. Vince Russo at his best, man. But
it's a swerve, bro.
But that's number 3 in the counter. Big Show eventually joins Mankind, Test, and Ken Shamrock at a stable known as the Union, which you said was actually part of the corporation at one point, or like
well, they all were. They all were, and then they formed that out of it.
Okay, but they took on the corporation as the Union for a while, and then they feuded with the corporate ministry. Show eventually turns heel again, joining The Undertaker and winning the WWF Tag Team titles 2 different times. Taker was eventually sidelined with injuries. Big Show turned babyface again and began a feud with the Big Boss Man. So,
and what a feud this was.
Oh, well, of course. For those of you keeping count, we're up to number 5.
This feud is his whole career defined.
Basically. Yeah, just for all of you out there, just buckle in, because this is something. After it was reported that Big Show's father was terminally ill with cancer, in reality, White's father died years earlier. But in kayfabe, he was terminally ill with cancer. The Big Boss Man had one of his crooked police colleagues inform Big Show that his father had died, and then mocked Show's tearful reaction. Because, nothing's quite as funny as telling somebody that their parent is dead. That's a laugh riot, man. That's a knee slapper. Several weeks later, after the Big Show's father had kayfabe died, the Boss Man interrupted the 10-bell toll by reciting an offensive poem. Because, every wrestler gets a 10-bell toll when their parent dies. Happens all the time. Later,
oh man,
Boss Man.
I never thought of that. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, none of this adds up. But later on, keep buckled in here. They were having a funeral for
oh man,
the Big Show's father.
Sorry.
In kayfabe. The Boss Man invaded the funeral, driving a Blues Brothers bluesmobile, basically. He tied chains to the coffin and drove away while Big Show jumped on top of the casket and was driven off with like a freaking Benny Hill car, show or something.
Real quick, I need to emphasize why we're laughing, because there's obviously staged. They even post a video on WWE's YouTube from this moment, putting some Benny Hill style music in it, mocking it. Because they know how dumb it was.
It was awful. And for those of you that don't know, Bruce Pritchard talked about this on his podcast, that this wasn't a working cemetery, all right? This was a shooting cemetery. And they were legit.
They didn't get it at Cemeteries R.S., really?
No, apparently he found this one in the trash somewhere, but, and they dug it up. Oh, get it? They dug it up? Anyway.
Wow, no, not me. Not me.
But there were actual funerals going on in that cemetery, like real ones. So they were mildly offended when Big Boss Man, drives through with his the speaker on top of his car, yelling into the CB, "Ha ha, your dad's dead! Ha ha, your dad's dead!"
Yes, because nothing screams funny like that.
Yeah, hilarious, man! I just think about it and crack up. But yeah, all this happened. It eventually led to...
This is real.
It was, unfortunately. This was... when was it that Russo quit and went to WCW? Was that August?
October.
Okay, so this was still Russo. We can blame him.
Yeah.
Big Show then went on to take on the Big Boss Man, Prince Albert, Midian, clothed Midian.
Prince Albert, real name, by the way.
And what if they had Prince Albert and Naked Midian on the same team? That would have been messed up.
Again, money.
And Viscera.
Yeah, we got a Naked Midian reference, and it wasn't me this time.
Right?
Someone's coming around.
Oh, shut up. I'm just upset they didn't have Beaver Cleavage on this team, but whatever.
More money, more asses and seats. Missed opportunity.
But this team, they were all at Survivor Series in a 4-on-1 elimination match because Big Show said he didn't want partners, right?
Right.
Okay. We cover that in a watch-along on YouTube, believe it or not.
He ends up burying them all, if I remember right.
Yeah, spoilers, but yes. Go listen to our commentary. We've got like a double, triple feature, whatever, on YouTube. Go check it out. It's worth a listen. There's a companion piece here. Later that night, White took on an injured Steve Austin, or rather took the injured Steve Austin's place in a triple threat match for the WWF title. In the match, which also featured The Rock and Triple H, Big Show pinned Triple H to become the WWF champion. Show then later lost the title to Triple H on Raw. Because nothing says transitional champion like a 24-hour reign. Or wait, no, you said he held it for a few weeks, didn't you?
Yeah, he held it till after Armageddon.
Oh, okay, well, I take back what I said. Still a transitional champion, but at least he got to hold the... is that the Big Eagle?
It's the Attitude Era title. Yeah.
So Big Show with Shane McMahon in his corner later takes on Triple H, The Rock, and Mick Foley at WrestleMania 2000 for the WWF title, and is the first man eliminated because he was valued heavily. Was he a baby?
Well, someone had to be first, huh?
Yeah. Was he a babyface at this point, or was he a heel?
No, he turned heel before the Royal Rumble. He turned heel because The Rock called him a jabroni and he got hurt.
Ah, that's right. So that's number 6.
Yeah.
I
don't like being called a jabroni. Maybe everyone else does, but I don't.
How dare you? You hurt my big feelings. At least he didn't cry. Yet. Spoilers. But then he goes around impersonating other wrestlers, gets emasculated on TV multiple times and made fun of. He didn't like being called a jabroni, but he sure did like being mocked when he, impersonated other wrestlers. Whatever. But then, in 2000, Big Show was sent to OVW, Ohio Valley Wrestling, to lose weight and improve his cardiovascular fitness. Whatever. But he later came back and defeated Raven to win the Hardcore Championship at No Way Out 2001. Was he a heel or a babyface here?
Heel.
Okay, so wait. He was a heel
he
at
he comes back at the Royal Rumble as a face. Everyone's going crazy. And then when he gets eliminated, he chokeslams The Rock through the announce table, thus turning heel mid-match.
So, but when he was doing the impersonation stuff, he was a babyface, right?
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay, so we'll count that as number 7. He turns babyface after Mania. Then he returns as a babyface, so we'll just let that ride through. But then he turns heel again in his first match back, so that's number 8. But yeah, he defeated Raven, win the Hardcore title, No Way Out 2001. He would lose that title to Raven on March 19th's episode of Raw. And he later lost to Kane in a triple threat match that also included Raven at WrestleMania X7. It is not in the archives, but it was widely regarded as the best WrestleMania ever. You should
and
go
that
watch
match
it.
Helped.
This match included Raven riding a golf cart through the backstage. It was funny. So just go check it out. But, so he's a heel here. Does he remain a heel through the Invasion storyline?
No, I think he turns face at some point.
Okay, so we'll count that as number 9. Through the Invasion storyline, which is now in the archives, Big Show remained loyal to the WWF. Let's breeze through the ruthless aggression era here real quick. Again, if I miss anything, just let me know. But I don't think I am. Shortly after WrestleMania X8, Big Show was drafted to the Raw brand. On the April 22nd episode of Raw, he turned heel again when he chokeslammed Stone Cold during a tag team match against X-Pac and Scott Hall, joining the NWO for the 3rd time. So,
because it makes sense, I guess.
Well, yeah. The big stinky giant, as apparently Hulk Hogan used to call him.
He did. Oh my God, I forgot that.
Yeah, he called him big
more
stinky.
Original than that.
He would apparently call him the big stinky giant because he was a chain smoker, which we left out of his WCW run, by the way. He came to the ring smoking cigarettes at one point in WCW. That was great. Good stuff. Really gave him personality. The show, or I'm sorry, I'm missing something here. At Judgment Day, Big Show and Ric Flair, for whatever reason, were teamed up, and they were defeated by Stone Cold Steve Austin in a handicap match. The stable disbanded after Kevin Nash was injured. I believe you explained it that when Stone Cold stunned Ric Flair, he got pissed and he chose the Giant to be his tag partner in this match, kind of turning Rick heel.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Rick hated the NWO and warned Vince McMahon about even bringing them in. But now he's with a member of the NWO.
Yeah? What are you saying?
Saying this is dumb. I'm confused. Show was eventually drafted back to SmackDown, had quite a bit of success feuding with Brock Lesnar, having Paul Heyman join him as a manager, and winning the WWE title. This, you and I disagree on. I actually like this era of Big Show when he was wearing like the slacks over his singlet.
That was so stupid.
The look, bro, was okay.
He had a certain look, bro, and it looked stupid.
I didn't mind it, actually. I honestly did. And I thought this was a pretty cool era for Big Show. And I liked him with Paul Heyman. But
do you have a Jax figure of that era?
I do. He's not wearing the slacks, but yeah. It's
okay.
It's the short hair, the beard, and the double strap singlet. So yeah, I have that.
Damn, that came back on me.
Yeah, you thought, I'm going to get him here. And it's like, oh, wow, he did have it. I have them all, Greg. I even have a Chuck Palumbo.
Got to catch them all.
I have a Chuck Palumbo from when they were Billy and Chuck.
Oh, man.
Moving on quickly. Big Show then feuded with The Undertaker after the Big Show threw him off the stage, injuring his neck, leading to Big Show and his partner A-Train losing to Undertaker at WrestleMania 19. And yes, you can say Nathan Jones was technically in the match, but they lost to The Undertaker. This is all just bad. At No Mercy, Big Show...
I'm not hearing anything bad, but whatever.
At No Mercy, Big Show defeated Eddie Guerrero for the United States title. And then at WrestleMania 20, now in the archives, Big Show lost the U.S. title to John Cena. And you and I were talking about, I don't think Big Show ever beat John Cena ever again.
No, but he faced him 100 times.
Oh, well, of course. He doesn't do this, but AJ Styles has made a living in the WWE off of beating up John Cena. Had to get the AJ.
Big Show made a living getting beat up by John Cena, so there you go.
And Brock Lesnar, and Kurt Angle, and sometimes Rey Mysterio. The list goes on. Never mind. He was the world's biggest jobber. Big Show threatened to quit if he couldn't beat Eddie Guerrero, and he didn't. He then believed that Tori Wilson was laughing at him, so he threatened to throw her off of a ledge. Kurt Angle then stopped the Big Show, so Big Show throws Kurt Angle off the ledge. And, injures him and whatever, puts him in a wheelchair, kayfabe. And then Show ended up leaving in reality to go have knee surgery. He was gone for months. This was just ridiculous. Big Show threatened Tori freaking Wilson. I'm going to kill you, or at least maim you, because you laughed at me.
Oh, man.
Yet he didn't do a damn thing to Triple H and Stephanie McMahon or John Laurinaitis when they emasculated him on live television and made him cry. But Tori Wilson laughing at him, that's where he draws the line.
Their authority.
Oh, yeah, no. How about that? But when Big Show returned, he had long hair. He was a babyface, so this is number 11. He was then shot with a tranquilizer gun by Kurt Angle, who then shaved his head.
Yeah. It was a working tranquilizer gun, too.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't a shooting one. No pun intended. He then feuded with WWE champion JBL, always in a losing effort. Their matches were what they were. They were whatever. But yeah, that's that. I think it's time for another break here, Greg.
No, I'm getting into this.
Oh yeah, I'm getting sad.
This is depressing.
I don't remember it being this bad the first time we recorded this. But anyway, we're going to take a quick break, let you know about some other podcasts on the Drama City Productions Podcast Network. Head over to DramaCityProductions.com right now. Check them out. When we come back, it's more Big Show, pal.
DramaCityProductions.com. Welcome to Cinemarks. If you have your tickets, take your seats. The show is about to begin.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Every week, Troy Adams is joined by an array of nerdy podcasting co-hosts.
Hey, Mom! The meatloaf!
They discuss films and television from the past, present, and future. It's always something different on the slate.
Life is a box of chocolates, Forrest. You never know what you're gonna get.
It's always kept fun, spirited, and they attempt to be entertaining.
60% of the time, it works. Every time.
You can follow the Cinemarks on Twitter and Instagram at CinemarksPod.
Go ahead. Make my day.
The Cinemarks podcast is available on Wooshka, iTunes, Spotify, and most other podcasting platforms. We hope you enjoy the show.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
All right, we're back, and that means we're moving on to the WWE modern era, and we're starting off with what you've been talking about this whole podcast, Greg. WrestleMania 21. Fond memories for Ramon. He was there, don't you know?
He still talks about it with great fondness.
Oh, yeah. He was like, dude, I got to see Big Show's ass in person. Like, his dimpled ass. How many people can say that? He's
16,000, 17.
Yeah, and whoever has romantically been with Big Show. So there you go. It's an elite club.
Like I know Vince McMahon's seen it, but
oh my gosh,
more on that.
Getting ahead again. But at WrestleMania 21, Big Show faced and lost to Sumo Grand Champion Aki Bono in a worked sumo match. It lasted less than a minute after all of the ceremonial stuff. Yeah, you just go back and watch it. We may do a watch along to that someday, just cuz.
I don't think I will participate in that.
Well, yes, you will. Come on. The people want it, Greg.
They're sick too.
Well, yeah. But Big Show feuded after this with Carlito Caribbean Cool and a stuttering Matt Morgan before being drafted back to Raw and feuding with Gene Snitsky.
It wasn't his fault.
It wasn't. Well, it was partly his fault that this sucked. But keep in mind, was he a babyface or a heel going into that sumo match? He was a babyface, right?
It was a face, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I thought. At Taboo Tuesday.
Keep in mind, by the way, he was competing for the WWE title, the pay-per-view before.
Yeah. At Taboo Tuesday 2005, Big Show teamed with Kane to defeat Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch for the World Tag Team Championships. Was he? Yeah, I think him and Kane were baby faces at this point, which is odd to think about Kane as a baby face, but it happened. Big Show and Kane then feuded with, this team was a real thing, by the way, Chris Masters and Carlito, leading to a World Tag Team Championship match being scheduled at WrestleMania 22. Show and Kane defeated Carlito and Masters, making Big Show's first victory at WrestleMania after suffering 6 defeats. Wow, what a legacy, man. And he beat Chris Masters and Carlito. That's, man, if that's not a feather in the cap.
Well, that team, man, that's one of the greatest of all time.
Well, yeah. I mean, they feuded with Kane and Big Show.
Just stop.
I have a jacked figure of Carlito. I don't have one of Chris Masters, though. I wanted one, but I never did get one.
Blasphemy.
I know, you're sitting there like, you what? On the following evening, Big Show and Kane lost to the World Tag Team Championships to, of all people, Spirit Squad members Kenny and Mikey, following copious interference from other members of the Spirit Squad. Other members of the Spirit Squad, by the way, which included Nikki, who went on to become Dolph Ziggler. But we don't talk about that.
Why not?
Has started a feud between Show and Kane. So Big Show is still the babyface. Kane turned heel. Now's time for turn number, what did I say we were at? 12. Because in June of 2006, Big Show got drafted to ECW. And he won the title from Rob Van Dam on TV with help from Paul Heyman. The fans literally littered the ring with garbage and nearly rioted. You remember that?
I do.
I wish I didn't. I was watching it, like, not live because I think it was pre-recorded, but I was watching it, like, when it was on TV, and I was like, what the hell did I just watch? But...
crap?
Yes. But what did the Big Show...
I know, it's redundant. Like, why would he say it? But, you know, there's repeating.
Right. But what does the Big Show do after that big moment, Greg? Well, he loses to The Undertaker in a Punjabi prison match at the Great American Bash.
Well, yeah, but that was the first ever. You know, you don't forget the first.
I try to. Placed the Great Khali because, you know, if you want to bump it up from suck to just really bad, Big Show. This match.
I think they should all three, man. That would have been a triple threat, man. That would have been...
Oh, man. Money. Did they have the... Because I never watched this crap. Did you? Did you ever watch this?
Yeah, I did, unfortunately.
Oh, man. Lucky you. Did they have the rule about the, like, you have to get out the doors before the timer thing?
I honestly forgot what the rules were. I feel like they were making them up as they're going along, actually.
Probably. We got to do a watch along to this, man. That's another. We'll do the trifecta.
That one I'm for.
This one, the Mania 21 match, and then I'm getting ahead, but his match against Floyd Mayweather. Got to do watch alongs to that. Oh man, but so that happened, but then still not anything to do with ECW. Big Show joined the McMahons, Shane and Vince, as they feuded against DX. He teamed with Vince and Shane against Triple H and Shawn Michaels in a 3-on-2 handicap Hell in a Cell match at Unforgiven, which was won by DX. And as you alluded to earlier, during the match, DX pulled down Big Show's singlet, bent him over the top rope, and shoved Vince McMahon's face square up his bum.
Yeah, man. And then, like, they didn't hide anything, man. His ass was just out there.
Yep, that sweaty ass, pal. The sweatier, the better. Big
really?
Sweaty ass.
Even if his face is going in it?
Damn right. But Big Show eventually lost the ECW title to Bobby Lashley at the December to Dismember pay-per-view, now in the YouTube archives. Because when you really want to devalue the Extreme Championship Wrestling title, who's worse than the Big Show? Bobby freaking Lashley.
Oh,
and don't
it
get me
gets
wrong.
worse with that title.
Don't get me wrong. I like Bobby Lashley. I did not like him as ECW champ. That was stupid.
Yeah, but wasn't he better than Vince McMahon?
It's a really, really low bar you just put out there.
I'm just saying.
Big Show's contract then expired February 8th, 2007. But he returned to the WWE February 17th, 2008 at No Way Out. He returned to WWE television attempting to attack Rey Mysterio after his World Heavyweight Championship match with Edge, but got put into a physical confrontation with got into a physical confrontation with boxer Floyd Mayweather Jr. After Mayweather came from the crowd to challenge Big Show. The confrontation ended with Mayweather breaking Big Show's nose with a punching combination, and then he ran like a scared little dude.
Wouldn't you?
Yes, because I think the Big Show has eaten meals bigger than Floyd Mayweather. Show then, shockingly, lost to Mayweather at WrestleMania 24 by knockout after a shot to the jaw with brass knuckles. That match, dude, just what the hell? Why?
They literally had nothing else for him, I guess. I don't... Like, if they're going to have Mayweather there, why they pick Big Slow?
And he beat Big Show. Why?
Because you got to make him look like an idiot, duh.
Yeah,
at some point, this become the gimmick. Big Show's an idiot.
Yeah, the knucklehead, man. Oh, man, knucklehead.
Knucklehead.
At WrestleMania 25, now in the archives, Big Show was involved in a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship featuring champion Edge and eventual winner John Cena. That match, as we talked about, was not bad. The storyline was awful. If you want to hear more about it, like I said, now in the archives.
Well, Walls Vicky Guerrero, that alone. So.
Well, hell yeah, and she was wheeled out in a wheelchair. Money! It was a love triangle. Big Show went on to form multiple tag teams and win multiple tag titles. First with Chris Jericho, where they were Jeri-Show. And they had to think long and hard about that one. But then he was with The Miz. They formed Show Miz, which doesn't even make sense. I guess maybe Show Biz is what they were playing off of. Either way, it was dumb. WrestleMania 26, Show and Miz defeated John Morrison and R-Truth to retain the tag titles. Big Show and Kane eventually reformed their team. And at WrestleMania 27, Big Show and Kane teamed with Santino freaking Marella and Kofi Kingston to bury the Core. Show and Kane later win the tag team titles from the Core. Those of you that don't remember the Core, you lucky SOBs. They had a cool theme song, you know, all 10 of them.
All 17 of them, yeah.
Yeah, but still. Was he a baby face here at this point?
I don't know at this point.
I think he was a baby face. I'm going to give it to him. That's 13. Show got injured at Money in the Bank 2011 and later returned to feud with Mark Henry for the World Heavyweight title, winning it in a chairs match at TLC. Those words just came out of my mouth. Henry then laid out Big Show, and Daniel Bryan cashed in Money in the Bank to win the World Heavyweight title. That was a cool moment. Kind of forgotten Daniel Bryan moment there for a lot of people. Speaking of a forgotten moment, you remember when Big Show feuded with Cody Rhodes?
Yeah, he got his WrestleMania moment.
Yeah, because I barely do. He had moments. He showed his ass and got beat by Floyd Mayweather.
My mistake.
Yeah, there you go. At WrestleMania 28, Big Show defeated Rhodes to win the IC title. With this, Big Show became the 24th wrestler to win the Triple Crown Championship and the 12th Grand Slam champion in WWE history. Show, here's where it really starts getting good. Show got fired by John Laurinaitis for mocking him and his voice. Probably sounded something like, "My God, boss, your arms sure look vascular today. You want some oil? I can rub it in for you." Show then returned and knocked out John Cena, turning heel and helping John Laurinaitis defeat him. Show then says he had to do this to keep his job. He eventually lost to John Cena in a cage match. That got John Laurinaitis fired. So that's 14, Greg. WrestleMania 29, Big Show, Randy Orton, and Sheamus were defeated by The Shield, after which Show knocked out both of his teammates because reasons. I guess he was a baby face here. So that's 15. Big Show then feuded with The Authority in 2014, leading to Show being frequently emasculated, crying, and forced to knock out his friends with the WMD. You remember him knocking out Dusty Rhodes?
Yep.
He's like, I gotta knock you out, Dusty. And he's like, no, that's for somebody else.
About it.
That's for somebody else, baby. We're gonna leave you right where you at. Oh, man. Big Show participated in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania 30, being the last person eliminated by eventual winner Cesaro. At Survivor Series, as part of Team Cena, Big Show turned on and knocked out John Cena, causing his elimination. However, Show shook hands with his former rival Triple H and left, intentionally getting himself counted out, turning heel in the process. Show explained this away again by saying that he had to keep his job. It's always about that, isn't it, Greg? God.
Yeah, because they would totally let him go. Like this.
First, it was money.
They held on to this long. They're never going to let him go.
I know. Good Lord, man. Don't you have tenure? Big Show then defeated... These words are about to leave my mouth. Big Show defeated Eric Rowan in the first ever Steel Stairs match at TLC.
Tables, ladders, chairs, and
stairs. God dang it. Big Show won the second annual Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania 31, so he got yet another WrestleMania moment, I guess. You were there live for that.
Yeah, I'm bragging about it.
Lucky you. God, man, like, you and Ramon, man, 21-31, you had your moments.
Wow.
Your Big Show WrestleMania moments. You love it. You know you do. You'll cherish it forever. Here's an odd fact that I completely forgot about. In September, Big Show becomes Sting's very first ever opponent in WWE. However, the match ends in a disqualification. WrestleMania 32, Big Show participated in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal again, where a future feud between him and Shaquille O'Neal was teased. Big Show and O'Neal would go on to be eliminated from the matchup simultaneously, as the other participants would gang up on the two powerhouses. I guess he was a babyface here, I guess.
Sure.
So that's 17. But whatever happened to that feud, man? We were supposed to get a WrestleMania match. Big Show, Shaq. Where is it?
No.
Come on, man. You know what? Big Show needed to go into harder training because Shaquille O'Neal knows Shaq Fu.
Shut up.
Wrapping this up here. On the 1000th episode of SmackDown, Big Show helped the Bar, defeat the New Day, the SmackDown Tag Team titles, thus turning heel for the first time since January 2016. A week later, Big Show confirmed his alliance with the Bar. We never really got an explanation why. And finally, to wrap everything up...
I don't want one.
To wrap everything up, at the Crown Jewel event, Big Show helped the Bar retain the titles after performing a KO punch on Big E while the referee was distracted. And then on November 27th, on SmackDown Live, Big Show and the Bar's alliance ended after a confrontation backstage. Since then, he has not appeared due to him suffering a hamstring injury. Oh, man.
Well, he appeared on Raw a couple times with the... I forget what he did. Just on the stage for a minute.
Yeah, that time he stood on the stage with his hands on his hips. So, that's 18 in total. 18 heel face turns. If I was off, please let me know on social media. You know how to get a hold of us. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, @PodRestSociety. So what do you think of the career of the Big Show to wrap it up, Greg?
It sucked.
Is he a Hall of Famer?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. But yeah, it's hard to argue with the facts there. But yeah,
it's the facts.
Next week, wow. Next week, is it going to get better next week, or is it just the same? Because next week we're talking about NWO and WWE.
Oh, man. Up in the air.
Yeah. So, we're covering that. I'm getting the notes together as we speak. So, yeah, good stuff. Thank you all for voting for that. Sorry about, the best of episodes here and the watch-alongs, but gotta do what we gotta do when we can't, choreograph our schedules. Thank you for joining me today, Greg.
Time zone.
Oh my gosh. And we'll see you all next week. Later.
This has been a Drama City production.